Nate, how are you?
What's going on, Jeff? How are you doing?
Good. Hey, I'm really excited. We are talking about the different service offerings that Acquirent has to offer, and one of the services that we're really excited to talk about is our sales consulting services. Since our inception, we traditionally have been an outsourced sales company, and really kind of going soup to nuts, being that turnkey sales department for organizations. And over the years, many people have said, hey, listen, we've got a lot of great stuff internally, but there's just something off. So, why, in your opinion, why do you think Acquirent needed to get in this space? Why are we getting into the space? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, we wanted to kind of spread our knowledge. You go to a mechanic because they know what they're doing. You go to a doctor because they know what they're doing. And a lot of times, sales is very, very important, but organizations don't know what they don't know. So they come to us and say, listen, you've done this before for other clients. We may not want you to actually be our full service sales organization. We want the process and the understanding. What is it that has to be done? And they say, listen, oh my gosh, you guys have been doing it for a long time. And we show them success. So we want to kind of like replicate that success. We want to kind of show the ins and outs and give them a little bit of success from what we've seen before.
Absolutely, and so you talk about it. So, but sales, it's just sales, right?
Yeah.
There's not a ton that goes into it. Is that an accurate statement or?
Well, that's a good point. There's actually a lot that goes into it. There's a process, there's a methodology, there's the people, there's kind of putting it all together, figuring it out. And people say, okay, all I need is a top tier salesperson and a phone book. Well, this is not 1980, so you need a lot more than that. And sales has gotten very, very analytical, right?
Yeah.
So we put together the understanding to kind of make sure that things stay on the rails, and so the success actually comes.
Yeah, and that's funny you say that because we talk about especially with marketing interactions, and there's so many things that can either help or hurt a sales organization, and a lot of times organizations just say, hey, listen, I'm not at where I need to be, but they don't know what's wrong, right? And so there's different options, there's different solutions to kind of figure that out. So if an organization just says, hey, listen, something's wrong, I just don't know what, like, what should they be thinking of? What are their options? What can they be considering?
Well, there's really three solutions or three ways of doing things. There is, do it yourself, get the booklet and say go, which can be kind of difficult, time intensive, resource intensive, and you still might fail.
A lot of pitfalls.
And you're like, listen, I think I'm doing it, but you don't really know. There is having some kind of high-powered, theoretical consultant that can kind of come in and just look at things really quickly and say, do this, but still a lot of times you're left holding them back and you have to finish everything that they start. Or you can go with an organization like Acquirent. They can kind of do two things. Kind of do that assessment, look at how things look, and then kind of help implement that process throughout that. So you actually have some success and don't waste a lot of time. Because really, sales is important, as you know.
Yeah, and I think that's the last point is a good one. There's a lot of organizations that have used sales consultants in the past, and a lot of it's more theoretical, or hey, this is what the book says, and I think one of the unique qualities that I think our organization brings and we've been able to help with is that not only do we know the books, not really well, but
we've read a few.
We've had more the learning by doing, right? And so we've seen and done a lot. Sometimes not always the best, but over the years we have been able to really figure it out and fine-tune it for organizations to really fit their sales process, their needs, really identify problems quickly and help them navigate those issues.
That's key, Jeff. You want an organization or a partner that has actually worked in several different sales environments. They've done the
quick sales cycles, transactional,
strategic,
complex.
Has worked with different kinds of products. Has called different industries, and then we can say, listen, from our experience, this is what you should do, and that's one of the key differentiators between us and others that are out there.
Yep, absolutely.
Thanks a lot, man.